Hey Play listeners, Armani has released a new album titled No Single. Has the dancehall pretty boy cemented himself as a real artiste in the industry? Or does the young buck need to spend more time in the studio? Speaking of making an impact, Everyday People, the coolest, blackest, most eclectic party, has finally made its way to the streets of Kingston, Jamaica. But has the normally iconic daytime party had the same effect at night? We'll see. And we can't talk about having an impact without talking about Grammy-nominated reggae artist Protege, who hasn't released an album, he hasn't released an EP, he hasn't even released a single. Instead, he's released the soundtrack for his brand new film titled The Jamaican Situation. Now, the question fans are asking, is this going to be more of the same from Proto, or is he going to finally show us why he got that Grammy nomination? Of course, it wouldn't be the playlist unless we mentioned iconic dancehall veteran Vybz Kartel, who unfortunately fell ill and had to be taken out of Mecca post his first performance ever since leaving prison. Unfortunately, Mr. Kartel and his wife Saddam were taken out of the building. I guess when you're riding enough of a high, it's hard to hear what naysayers have to say, and if your Gucci glasses are dark enough, it's hard to even see them. And lastly, just before we go, of course, we have to mention the Red Bull culture clash. Is the Jamaican audience still cool enough to even get the right vibes for a clash? Will a clash even be authentic enough considering the corporate implications of Red Bull? Stay tuned on this episode of The Playlist. I'm your girl Luna, and of course, I've got my amazing co-host Jordy.
We back.
We should cheers to that. We should cheers to that. We're back.
We back. Thank
Yes.
you. It's been a while.
We missed you guys.
Missed you guys for real. We back.
We need to just jump right into it. Armani's album, what do you think?
Okay. I will say it was refreshing to hear. That's where I'm at with it. That's the word that keeps coming to mind, refreshing.
Okay.
No, I've seen people say that album is, they've used words for it. Like, I don't think the album is like great per se, but I do think it's good.
I think it's a solid body of work. This is probably his second album, third, in terms of full body projects put out. This is probably
I think this
third
is
or
his
fourth.
first.
No.
In terms of
full body project? This is not bad.
This is his first full body project, and I will say that it's refreshing.
Yes.
Like I said before, Armani's tricky, and I'm going to tell you why. And we can go through the titles of the songs, because I have a theory, and I'm actually going to wait until you go through the track list to say my theory, but we can go through.
I thought it was a pretty good album. I thought it was a solid body of work. One, considering how new he is to the industry. Two, the fact that, like you said, this is his first body of work. I think this was good. It's very clear that Armani is a little lover boy. I think No Signal, which is the first track on the album, I was twirling my hair and giggling my feet. I love that song. You know what I mean? You and I, big romance tune. Come on. Imagine you're 16 years old and come on.
I wanted to ask, I don't know if anybody meant it as deep as I did, but No Signal don't sound like Cool as the Breeze to anybody?
Who's that by? I don't know that song.
Chronic's Cool as the Breeze.
Oh, I know.
There's a part in the song, maybe between the first verse and the hook where it sounds that way. No, he's been very avid that he's a big Chronic's fan, so if there was influence, but I heard it and I was like, why does it sound familiar? Because it's not necessarily, obviously, No Signal is not Cool as a Breeze in terms of what they're talking about, but the vibe of the song is close enough.
Do you think he paid good enough homage to Chronix in that song?
I don't know. It just sounds that way to me. I could be tripping, which is completely fine, but it does sound that way to me.
What did you think of Special? That's the song with Diani. I will say I was disappointed by Special. Two fine niggas on a song. The song did not have the vibes it should have had. I'm sorry, but both of you can do better than that. I don't know.
So both of them can do better?
Both of them can do, not just because they're fine, for other reasons. As artists, I just felt like this song could have been a great opportunity for you to really tap in.
On a track list, if I see both of them, I would expect a little more.
I 100%. I felt like they were getting lost behind the music. I mean, they're both great artists. They both have huge female fan bases, and I feel like you could have really done something in this collaboration, and they didn't do it. And I don't know if it was because maybe the song was a bit more rushed or what, but it just didn't do for me what I was hoping
sometimes it's just
it would.
artist chemistry also.
Yeah.
Just, maybe just I can tell, like, it's rare nowadays where artists, I'm not saying that this happened between them or not. I'm just saying that overall, especially, it's rare that artists are kind of like in the same space to make music sometimes.
No, but even Governor was the other collab on this project, and I thought the Governor song "What If" was excellent. It was a, let's call it a motivational anthem, you know, like Armani was basically saying like, what if I didn't stand firm in my belief of who I am and what I can do, and Governor as an elder was kind of like speaking truth.
So
into
for
that,
you,
you know?
really, like for you, it's both of these artists are so good at making songs about women.
Yeah, and for not even just about
For
for
women,
women
for women,
specifically,
yeah.
that they came together and they had an opportunity to create a banger, and I don't think that was what was created.
You don't think it landed?
No.
Okay.
For me personally, but I also like when I go on TikTok, I see the girlies dancing to Hulu and C4.
Well,
but I don't really
that's
see
what I
anybody-
wanted. That's kind of what I wanted to like
Hulu
get
bad still.
into
Yeah.
Like,
because
Hulu.
Right? Even Bad Bad
On
is pretty
repeat.
decent. Right?
Oh,
Hulu's
really?
I mean,
fun.
I haven't listened to the album, but that song has been amazing.
I think if I go through it, I will say the songs that stand out. No Signal stands out. Hulu obviously stands out. Everybody knows You and I. Pounds is one of my favorite songs of the year. You get me? So that stands out. So he has a few tracks that we already knew that stand out. And then What If is the one that I'm like, okay, because it's kind of Armani in a different bag. It's not just, because we know him, as you say, you know him as the lover boy,
Yeah.
always for the girls, with the girls kind of vibe. What If is more of a, you know,
It was for the
felt a-
youths, for the
felt a little,
adults
not
then.
only for the youth, it felt a little more vulnerable in the music, which is what I appreciate. Like, I feel like not that dancehall artists have a problem being vulnerable,
But they're
because
not often
Chronic Law
vulnerable.
exists.
Yeah.
But you get me?
People in the back are going,
It was good to see it from Armani.
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I also think he showed a little bit more depth in Rough Patch. Armani is very clearly a man who is like in love, and you heard it at the end of No Signal. You hear like a baby crying. I don't know if that was like
I know
he has a son now, right? You know, so I like that we were able to see a wide range of who Armani is in this project, and I think his next full body project will be a lot better.
I have a theory, and this is my theory. This is not what I heard. I don't hear this from nobody. So don't chop this
jump
up
him
and
now.
say yo. Don't chop this up and say yo. Industry talk. This is just my theory from listening to the album. There was a lot of influence from his label mates.
Okay,
It
such
definitely
as
felt that way.
like Pink
It's
Fox.
a lot of Pink Fox influence. I heard a lot of Ziddy influence. You get me? Even on some of the tracks, the voice, because on some of the tracks, that his voice actually is different. Like
Yeah.
he changed his approach, and I wanted to know. This is a question I would ask like randomly to them. Like, was it a thing where, because they're very collaborative.
Yeah.
Like my friend always says, yo, you know, they kind of move like a boy band.
They do look with
Yeah.
Spider-ish in there.
Yeah, you get me. They kind of move like a boy band in a way. Now that's not to be disrespectful. It's just like a collaborative movement.
Yeah.
You get me? And I wanted to know if they did any vocals at all, because some of those tracks, his voice sounds different.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if he purposefully did that.
But I mean, like, they're all a part of the same camp, right? We can't expect them to not be influenced by each other. A lot of people in Proto's camp sound somewhat similar. I think it's the same
That's
kind
that's
of.
a hot take.
I mean,
That's a hot take.
all right,
I'm not mad at it.
let's discuss Prota and his music then, because, like I said, he released a soundtrack for his upcoming film, The Jamaican Situation. I watched the teaser that was released, and it seems like it's just exactly as the title says, The Jamaican Situation. Quintessential Jamaican life, but it seems like quintessential like middle class / ghetto Jamaican life, which I think is a new and interesting perspective to share. We don't see a lot of movies coming out of this country. I am annoyed that he shared the soundtrack before the film came out. I am very annoyed by that fact because some of the soundtrack are songs that he's already released, like 30 Million, Mariposa, and then there was one more I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but it just kind of like, I have a visual in my mind of these songs already, and now you've put it all together as like one project, and it annoys me because I'm gonna go into seeing the film with like a bias already, and I feel like,
You think so?
Yeah,
would you go in-
100%.
Where do you go in, what about-
Because I already have what I think the visual should be to this music. You know, I think it would have been more impactful if he had just like dropped little teasers of the
The
film.
visuals first,
Yeah, and then let
okay.
us know. Because one thing, okay, I saw on Twitter people were saying we're just getting the same stuff from Proto all the time, the same sound, the same vibe, the same energy, the same everything constantly, right? I think there's some validity in that, but I think one thing that Proto does very well is his visuals.
Yeah.
Proto has sick visuals.
One of the best in the
100%. And I know he has got a team of really cool people. Roshena's on his team. I saw he worked with another up and coming young videographer / editor.
Yeah, boy, smile.
Right.
Yeah, one of my best friends is his creative director.
Yes,
So.
you know, so like, say their name.
Oh no, everybody know Yannick. Big up Yannick.
Yes.
Big up New Wave.
Big
Yeah.
up
You
guys know each
Rashina.
other.
Rashina,
Big up Rashina,
yes.
of course.
Oh,
Yes,
I
big
said
up
Roshana,
Rashina.
girl. Sorry, my bad. But he has a really cool and creative team of young people behind him, and I feel like we see that in the visuals. And I feel like, obviously, it's Proto. Everybody loves his music, so it's not going to be detrimental that he released his soundtrack before the film. But I think it would have been more impactful the other way around.
I do see what you're saying with the film thing. I think and this is not going to be necessarily critique, like Protégé is consistently who he is, which I appreciate. He's very consistent as an artist. I think this is me personally, and this is not just on him. I think like reggae music, sometimes I feel like the topics can be a little bit, I guess stale is the word.
Yes.
I know where it comes from. I know why.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But there's other ways
It's
to
just-
express it, you know?
I don't like, for example, like when Protégé did Blood Money, that was from a big song. That was from and to be honest, 30 Million is a Blood Money Part 2 in my opinion. If you want to break it down like that.
Yeah,
You get me? And that perspective is a little different because it comes from not going to say a privileged perspective, but it comes from he's like looking and seeing what's going on in the more affluent uptown space and knows that can't work. The things that happen up there could not work if they were like from a lower class.
Yeah.
You get me? Basically, like that set of people getting away with a lot.
Yeah, he's
You
calling
get
out
me?
the privilege.
Right, the privilege, of
Which
course.
is cool. And you are right about the similar topics, which is he released 2 new tracks a part of the soundtrack, 80s Wild and Barrel Bun. I found Barrel Bun very boring. Like you said, it was a very repetitive. I wasn't interested. 80s Wild I thought was a little bit more fun. He talked more about the CIA and Siaga and like how that kind of impacted Jamaica.
I personally love when the reggae artists decide
Yeah.
say, oh,
I think
to go into things like that because like none of us here lived through the 80s.
No.
But if you ask somebody who lived through the 80s,
they'll tell you it was some
craziest
real
time
stuff.
in this country.
And he was speaking some real truths in this song. Like, I was listening to it actually on the way here, and I was like, really, you know, sometimes you're listening to music in your car and you kind of zone out. I was like tapping in because I was like, oh wait, that happened, and then that happened. That's kind of cool.
Trust me. But like I said, he's consistently who he is, and I guess the only thing that why I won't bag on on the EPs because it's supposed to be in conjunction with
the film. Yeah.
So it's not like Protégé released a project
yeah.
and it's just like, oh my God, it's the same stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's obviously.
I think I'm just fussy as a consumer because he also released Where We Come From and Joshi is a feature in there. I'm a
Yeah.
big Joshi fan. That nigga can sing. Like,
No, that's a good song.
I'm a big
That's a good song.
Joshi fan. So I'm really excited to see what this project looks like. I feel like it will be good. And he did release something talking about like the film itself and the soundtrack and what that means and
Yeah.
why, you know, but it's,
No man, I think what you can always, like what I said, when I say he's consistently himself, I just mean across the board. He's somebody that does do quality, even if you don't necessarily, if it's something like, it don't resonate with you or it's not for you, it's quality across the board.
true.
So,
Somebody else who is consistently themselves, but I think the quality kind of comes into question sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Listen.
One Adisha Palmer, aka.
Vibes Cartel. Uncle, I want to hold your hand every single time we come here and have a conversation because I
feel like obviously we can't avoid Cartel.
we
But,
can't
like,
avoid, but I'm just like,
hold on, no, you personally, it feels like it's like every single time since we've been on this show, since we started doing the show, it's like, oh, Uncle.
no, but you guys know that one uncle at like the family event, whether it's a dead yacht or a christening or a wedding, so he's just drunk off his face in the corner doing something very like, it's like, Uncle, you can drink, but if you would just stay seated, we would all leave this event happier. Mr. Adisha Palmer. Girl, Mecca is not even that fun of a venue. Like, why are we performing there? Like, what?
I mean,
What
there
are we even
to be fair to
doing?
him,
Money talks.
yeah, no,
Money does
Money
talk, but
talks.
when
The
it
mon-
then leads to a situation of you have performed and you're now being carried out of the event, we're looking at your
All
wife
right, let's-
stressed out of her
He
mind.
said it was hot.
let's break it
He
down.
said it was hot.
Guys, let's break it
Girl,
down.
we live in 35-degree
No,
weather.
let's break it
I
down.
just
Let's
need
break
us
it down.
to-
He has currently, or the rumor is, let me not say, he has a
Allegedly.
Allegedly has a deal with Mecca going on right now. So whatever the situation is, that is why he's up in there. Okay? Cool. He's also releasing new rum, apparently. So I've
What
heard.
is it called? Vibe? What is it? Vibe
I don't know
something?
what I don't remember what it was called. But he's releasing new rum again.
Boy.
And if you've been to Mecca, and if you've ever been to that spot in Mecca, it get hot in there.
Yes.
It get hot.
Yes.
And I don't think Cartel was drinking no water. I can be very real.
I've had a friend who has been in a party just chilling, and she was like, she got hot to the point that she had a heat stroke.
I know somebody that averaged 3 faints.
And she was at the front.
3 faints a month.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Okay, I can understand if it was a situation where he got too hot, he maybe passed out or he got faint or whatever, but I think it just brings us back to the point of this man has Graves' disease. You should be chilling.
Yeah, I do agree.
Especially if you have supposedly this big show coming in December. I love seeing that you're making up for old time or lost
Yeah.
time. I love seeing that you're reconnecting with people. I love seeing that you're in places like Mecca, bringing business into there. I love seeing that you're connecting with your fans who have waited so long to see you in real life. But I think you also need to remember you have a responsibility now, Cartel. People are looking forward to this performance in December. People are looking forward to getting to know you not in prison. People are looking forward to being able to celebrate your legacy with you. They cannot do that if you refuse to take care of yourself.
are you really looking forward to the performance, or are you looking forward to the event?
We said this before. I think it's the
Both.
moment.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's exciting.
I don't have again, and I think we said this on a previous episode. It's not about the performance. I honestly can't. I don't expect like some monumental performance.
Yeah.
I expect a moment, and I expect the
Yeah.
moment to be huge
It's
and
going to be an
spectacular.
iconic moment when he walks out on stage,
Right.
grabs that mic and says, level, level, level.
But to speak on, I do think there's all right. Let me just break it down. I feel like there's a part of me that's like on both sides of the fence, and let me explain why. Cause like on a human level, he missed as one of the greatest artists of all time. He missed 13 years of his prime.
Yeah.
You could say that. If you're not even going to use 13, you can say 7. Let's
I would say he lost a solid decade of his prime.
no, pretty much.
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that feels like, one, just the fact that he was in prison. If you know anybody when there's a level of like to come back to society and like reacclimating, if that's the
Yeah.
word. So I feel there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, but JT did it. When the City
Yeah,
Girls
no,
popped
that's not the
off,
same
when the City
thing.
Girls popped off,
That's not
JT,
the same thing, though.
Miss Ma'am was in jail.
That's the
Everybody's
same-
living their
Yeah,
own
but
story. It's not fair
okay,
to
but
compare.
you're-
I guess it's not fair to compare,
It's
but I'm
really
just
not fair because JT spent 2 years in prison?
fair.
definitely not
I
the
get
same.
it. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't do road. I'm not saying don't
No,
go out
do
and
road,
enjoy
but be-
100, but be responsible.
yeah.
Drink some water in the mix.
Be a little healthy.
Eat a
But-
vegetable.
but what
Spend a weekend where you didn't go on the road the whole
What
weekend.
I will say, the voice kind of sounds strong though. The voice sounds strong.
We'll see.
You know what I mean? The voice. Oh, you don't think so?
I think anything can sound strong when you're yelling over a mic for a short period of time.
You want to put some money on it? You want to bet?
That why?
That he's going to be like doing how many songs do you think he's going to get to do concurrently in December?
Why?
Let's make a little bet, a friendly bet.
Wait, as
A wager.
as like a real show
Yeah.
or as a dancehall artist?
Dancehall artist. It's him first big
4.
thing. 4?
Yes, and that's being
Jordy?
generous.
How many you think?
Really?
Yes.
In the whole.
No, like back
Not
to
like
back to
whole
back.
songs, like snippets.
In his whole performance or just like
Yeah, before.
back to back?
No way.
Back to back. Like straight.
For the whole performance.
Yeah.
For the whole performance, I feel like he could probably get through like 15 songs because it's
15?
his show. But
Okay.
like singing back to back without having either like a long instrumental break or somebody else coming on,
do-
I think max 4 songs.
I do think
before he has
he's
to
going. I
take a
do
pause.
think the approach they're going to take, and I think he spoke on it. The approach that they might take is that when it's performance time, he will probably have like intervals.
Yeah.
So he's when it's time for him to perform, he's going to perform like a set, come off, maybe some other people come on, then come on. Like
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be one straight Cartel
No.
performance. But either way, back to the problem or back to the situation. I think him need to. I'm not saying him don't take him health serious, but it don't.
It doesn't look
that
like
way.
he takes his healthy, and the people
So,
around him need to
I
be
don't
like, remember, we're set to make stupid money in December. You need to be in tip-top shape.
I mean, they're
right
making
now.
stupid money. No, that advance is cool. And that advance they gave him is nuts because I'm gonna keep it straight up.
Listen,
Him just like when it comes to like, I really want help here because I was trying to rack my brain.
sorry.
Big money spending in like as a dancehall artist. I don't see nobody make purchases like what he makes of her.
Oh, I was about to say, you saw the thing that you drove out in New Kingston.
Bro.
What was it, like a Porsche?
Bro,
A Porsche, yeah.
A Porsche.
bro.
That video didn't resonate with me because I was like, how much even is a car like that? Like, why are people surrounding his car right now?
It's probably 20, 30, I don't know is what he bought, but it's 20 to
Oh.
30 mil.
A cool 30 mil. You know what, Cartel? If you
A cool
want to
30
drink
mil,
a
he
vitamin
bought a
water
house.
instead
A
of
bare
regular
P I
water,
get
that's
pushed
okay.
still.
He bought yo.
Bare P.
Yo, listen, the man is. What I will say, like, it's really impressive. It is.
It
It is
is.
impressive, and
It is.
it's a show up. And I know people don't like to say it, and they want to say, "Oh, you know, dance all quiet since Cartel come out," but it's a show them up in the media still. It's a show them up. It's a make someone look a little. Yeah, it's a make someone look a little way. Man, I go girl.
Like, wait, do you actually think dancehall has been quiet since he came on?
I will say, oh, not that music isn't coming out, because music is coming out, but he's literally the most relevant. And even though his name is the biggest, he's making sure he's the most relevant. It's not like him just sitting down there and, you know, media is picking him up. He's going out of his way. He's making y'all know that there's levels to this.
But is that because he was away for so long, so he's almost trying to like prove himself again? Or
no,
is that
because he's always been like that though.
this is who he was before he went to jail?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, we just never had the internet to like really bring it across.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also, I know I said that Mecca was a terrible venue earlier. My bad. I just feel like it's a hit or miss for that venue. But when we're talking about event spaces and events, I want us to talk about how everyday people use the Dubwise parking lot for their venue.
Kaya parking.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
Kaya
adjoining.
It's like the adjoining
Yeah.
parking lot between, like Kaya's right
Adjoining.
here, Dubwise Cafe is right here, the parking lot's right
Yeah,
here.
you can big up your boys, you know. We don't
Listen,
say
even-
we don't say you have nice tires. I have family tires
I
too.
love
too.
Dubwise.
Because,
I
yeah.
don't think that Dubwise is a great location sometimes for certain events. I don't think this venue is big
I
enough.
don't know, it sucks.
It's not great, and you can't wear your cute little heels. You're fighting for your life. Sometimes there's a sound clash going on. It's really kind of hard, girl. However, everyday people, okay, for a little bit of context, everyday people is this cool all black or POC party that has happened all over the globe. Let me tell you, I think I actually have a list of where
People
they've
of
done.
color is POC, by the way, guys.
Yes,
Just
oh,
in case.
sorry, my bad. People
actually,
of color,
yeah,
people
there
of
you
color.
go.
So they've done
Thank you, Sophie.
Houston in 2024 alone. They've done Houston, DC, Atlanta, LA, New York. They've done Paris, Chicago, London. They've come to Kingston. They will be going to Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Dubai, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Nairobi. Nairobi is lit. Addis Ababa. So it's very clearly a party that's their mission statement says to celebrate the creativity and diversity of Black culture across the diaspora. The party was lit. It was so much
Yeah.
fun. Let's do this step by step. Let's do this step by step. We're gonna start with the fashion, which I think was the best part of the entire party. The fashion at Everyday People, the organizers of Everyday People, big up yourself. Okay? Part of what I was looking forward to when I moved back to this country is seeing how people really step up and show out for parties. And I feel like we get a lot of the same recycled styles and vibes.
Oh, yeah.
There's a uniform.
Yeah, there is a
If you
uniform.
know, you know. There's a uniform.
Think of that.
You don't go outside that
I'm
uniform
guilty.
generally.
Especially for party promoters.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, yeah, man,
And what I
oversized
love
t-shirt
is,
and shorts.
I know that there were some people in the diaspora who came here and like, you know, the everyday people, they have their crew and stuff, but I think the fashion was crazy. I saw DJ Razor, she was in this amazing silver corset that was sick. I saw several other really, really cool outfits.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think, and don't get me wrong, Jamaicans, especially Jamaicans in the dancehall culture do take fashion seriously.
Yes.
So let's not. But do you think that event though brought it out more? Like they came specifically to show out for everyday people?
Yes, because I think there's a little bit more pressure. One, hate to say it low key, but it was a foreign party, so you kind of want to show out a little bit more. And two, the party was advertised in a way that made it seem like a space where you could be more creatively free. And I feel like we don't often get that opportunity here. Like you're very heavily judged and trapped in a little box most of the time. So I think the fact that this was a party that did not originate here, the organizers were not Jamaican organizers. I don't know what it was. People I think showed out.
No,
And
I
it's
think
a different type of fashion that's is
Yeah,
being
it was a
displayed.
different type of fashion
It's
as
also
well.
you know, that if you're in the, I don't know what to call the space, but if you're in the creative entertainment space and you're just not, you know, locked to just Jamaica, you know, Everyday People is one of those events. Like
Yeah.
it's one of those events where people come, them show out, the fashion is there, the music is there, the people is there.
The people are there.
You
Okay,
get
let's
me?
get into the people. I got to the event maybe like 10 o'clock. I thought it was like decently packed by the time I got there, which I appreciated. People didn't show up super, super late. I thought it was a pretty diverse crowd. You had your usual like party goers and like
Yeah, man.
your crew was there and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, you know, you saw your usual people, the usual dancers at events and stuff like that. But what I liked is they brought people as well. And at one point, one of the MCs got up there. The entire crowd, mind you, said jump scare. But me, I said ally. Yes.
For
this guy.
for Luna,
For me
that's
and for the girls,
amazing.
it was, the man said, we're twerking tonight. We're shaking ass tonight. And he was in
said
this like,
all of that, and he said Jamaica, he said Kingston,
He
we're
said
all in
Kingston,
the same boat.
we're all in the same
And
boat. We're
the man
shaking
them-
ass tonight. So if it's not clear, he
man
was a
them was
little
like, oh,
fruity.
definitely.
He was a little fruity. He looked gorgeous. He went up there and said, we're shaking ass tonight. And I'm not joking. The audience literally went like this. That made me cackle because I was like, guys, he's trying to bring up the vibes. He's trying to bring the energy.
To be fair to him, though, at that point, not saying that the party wasn't good because it was, but I feel like it shocked.
needed a
It
something.
shocked. Energy got
Yeah.
into it. So it's
For
not like
sure,
he,
for sure.
like, yo, to be honest, it's like, no matter what, because unfortunately, Jamaica is like,
Ignorantly homophobic, I'll say it.
some people say it's the mecca of homophobia.
Yes.
You get me? So it's like, yo, if you're not like, I guess culture is the word, and culture is the word I'm
If
looking
you're not
for.
culturally aware,
Or if you're not, or if you just, because you know, the accepting
Mm-hmm.
of certain things, you might look at that and be like, I'd be very taken aback.
Yeah.
You get me?
which
As you
some
said,
people in the crowd
like,
were very clearly very
oh
taken
no,
aback.
for sure. I have one virgin, I will not
Yeah.
call him name, who had a culture shock moment.
Shock.
Like, yeah,
But I
culture
think
shock.
what this event brought out that I don't think we are seeing lately at parties in Jamaica is we had fun. Like the music was different. The
Yeah.
music encouraged dancing rather than, oh, I want everybody in the room to bust a blank. I want a money pull up. But it was focused on music and beats that forced people to move their bodies. It was very hard to be stationary in that party, even if you're just doing a little hot girl sway. And I think that's the whole point of a party like that. The DJ lineup was Anash, Nova, Tonio, Silent
Chromatic,
Matic,
yeah.
which is Addy and Creep, and then
together.
Momo,
Momo,
right?
yeah.
I didn't get to see Anash, but I know she killed it. She eats every single time.
Yeah,
One
big up.
Anash.
Big up Anash.
I arrived right as Nova was starting. Me? If there's one babe in the industry I love, it's Nova. One supernova every single time. Okay?
I got there in the middle of Nova, and when I got there, I was like, she set the tone.
Yes.
That's what I was saying. She set the
One
tone.
thing I love about Nova has never played a gal segment where you don't literally, I'm in there like, I was like, hold me back, guys. I don't want to bend over. I'm here for work. Hold me back. Hold me back. But the music, she just gets the vibes so well.
You were there for work?
I was not there for work. But
Oh,
I was trying to be cutesy in the back, guys.
Okay.
Like I was trying
She
to back
was,
the
guys,
music.
because I came in, saw her. She was just over there, you know,
in the back.
in the back being cute. Had her man with her. I
Yeah,
consider
like he was
her,
just behind her, just
You know,
chilling.
just being cool. I
I'm
was like, all right.
incognito.
But wait, guys, we need to congratulate Luna. She went out.
Yeah.
Like, she went
thanks, guys.
out.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Guys, the real tea is I'm not going to events because I struggle to put on my face, put on my clothes, set up myself for the night for a mid-event. I'm gonna go to the party. The DJs are not tapped in. They want to play for them and their 5 friends. The patrons are standing still. Nobody's dancing or moving. The vibes are off. The fashion is ugh. Even sometimes like I'm like ugh. Like do I even bother putting on real clothes to come to this?
Yeah,
event
me
right
and
now?
my friends have a like when we engage in parties. It's
Yeah.
was the party good or was the par good? Because that's the real issue. Like sometimes on good occasions both of them clash.
Yeah.
But like or not clash but come together.
Align, yeah.
But sometimes it's like
Most of the time, it's the fact that the par is good and you happen to go with your friends, so it's a
Yeah,
good time. And
yeah.
I like that with
They
everyday
be saving
people.
that.
Like Nova's set was great. Tonio, I'm gonna just take a little time to talk about Tonio.
I saw this.
Tonio, you know I love you. I'm a big fan of your music. I'm a big fan of your mixes. I'm a big fan of how you DJ. I think you do your gal segments really, really well. Babe, I think you were nervous. The beginning of your set, you maybe went through 20 songs. That was nuts. And then after that, none of the songs got the chance to breathe. It was like right as the song was picking up, you switched it. Take time, slow. Let the songs breathe a little. Like, let me release my hair a little.
I'm going to give him a little
Wait,
benefit to the
but
sorry.
closer to like the mid to the end of your set, when you started playing like Calvin Harris and like mid 2010s like house music, bangers. That was real vibes. I think you found your footing. You figured out what you were doing. You felt a little bit more comfortable on stage. You got it back.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I've known him for a while. I don't think nerves was the issue. I think if I had any criticism is that him can be a little too creative when it comes to mixing because there's a balance. Not saying that he shouldn't be,
Yeah.
creative, but he can. But sometimes I think he hears something that him think automatically might hit,
Yeah.
and it might sound good, but I
it's
don't
not
think,
the right
but it might
vibe.
not hit the vibe.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. But
Yeah.
I think his set was good. I think
I thought it was
I think he grew into it.
He definitely did grow into
Isn't
his. I liked the mixes that Tonio did at Everyday People. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a good reflection of his ability as like a.
So you had a problem with that the first part.
I had a problem with the first. It seemed like he was just trying to figure it out on the spot.
I think maybe he was just trying to transition out of Nova set what the vibe was. I think that was the real issue.
And Nova's set was really good, so I guess there was a little bit of pressure there. But I think he found it at the end of his set. Still big up you, Tony. You know I'm a fan.
no,
Always.
no, man.
Silent Matic. This was maybe like my second
No,
time
man, kill
hearing
that.
them.
Kill that.
No
Kill
notes.
that. That hip hop
was-
set was elite.
Oh my god, it was
I'm
so
going
good. I was walking out of the party and I was like,
Kill
wait,
that.
babe, like, should we stay? Because this is actually kind of lit.
Kill
like,
that.
it was good.
And he did. I don't know. I think he was. He did a soca song over a hip hop beat,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
and it did bad.
It was cool.
They
It
did
was cool.
bad.
See, this is what I mean about parties like this. It gives DJs an opportunity to explore a little bit, and then we as the, I actually low-key thought the patrons, the everyday people, could have been a little bit more hype. And I don't know.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah,
I agree with
I think because I was stood at the back
you.
of
But
the
I
venue.
think I know why though.
Why do you think?
They had culture shock.
With the no, but even before.
No man.
Okay, there's a gay MC. Ah, everybody in the crowd is suddenly about to man. Relax, dog. It's never that serious.
Luna, it wasn't just like AMC.
Come
They were
on.
there.
Okay.
I am not complaining. Them boys were outside. Is all I'm
Yes,
saying.
but all I'm saying is, if you want to go to the party and be boring, stand in the corner and be boring. But the people that are bringing the vibes are bringing the vibes, and they become the center of attention. Leave your ignorance at home and bring your vibes
No,
on
fair
the
enough.
road.
I agree with that. I'm just telling you what the
Why everybody was so stiff?
maybe it
Because
wasn't
most of the
the-
girls in the building were moving. I was like, guys, what
Oh no, that event I made it known. That is
Yes.
an event. If you're a man, you bring a girl.
100%.
You bring a woman.
Even some of the girls that I
Facts.
saw there, and we all ended up partying. Like some guys suddenly came out of nowhere, and they start because it was just you had to be moving. It was guys.
Also, shout out to DJ Momo.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Who,
get to see. this.
he had a good set. I would say he definitely brought his style of DJing,
Yeah.
which I sat there and was like, okay, cool, that was dope.
Mm-hmm.
And the party, I'm not mad at the party. 8 out of 10, if you ask me.
Yeah,
If you
I
ask me.
actually gave it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, fair.
But I think I gave
You
it.
did. You
yeah.
graded on a curve still.
True, I do great. But as an event, like the people who put that on should be proud of themselves. It's
Yeah.
very hard to get people to come out and spend money. I will say though, the ticket prices for that event, I think we all need to remember we're in a recession. Okay, so
And with that said, shout out to Shout out to Caroline. Shout out to Creep. Shout out to Capo.
What was the price?
Shout out to Shireen.
Tickets were $4 grand
They
if
did
you
that.
pre-sold, $5 grand if you bought it before 10 o'clock, $6 grand if you did it after 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But that not sound bad. That bad? That does sound bad.
Money, 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 money.
I think it just depends on
Bro.
when you're looking at the whole.
Money, 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 money.
I think we need to consider.
It's an international party. I don't
I
No,
understand.
no, no, you're right. In terms of the prices, but guess what? No, I think that, like we always say, it's not about like we don't speak amongst us. We always speak amongst we have to think about like patrons overall. Like going to a party for $6 grand and you don't even think about drinks yet. Some people think about that.
Yes.
So that's the truth.
And also, if you think about it, every day, everyday people, their parties are about adopting whatever local culture that they're in. If they were trying to reach a certain audience here, they would have never gotten.
I don't know. Like I
never
said,
gotten them.
shout out to the organizers. We know a few of them, so
it was cool.
big them
It
up.
was cool. Definitely big up yourself. One event that I will say that the media launch for it was really good is the Red Bull Culture Clash. That was earlier this week or end of last week, I
It was
believe.
about last week, I think.
It was at Rock Hotel, which was a pretty good venue, I think. They put a little covering over the pool so you could sit on top of that.
But you were there.
Yeah,
You
I
were
was there.
I
I've
was also
never-
there. I was going on like I wasn't there. but
I was wondering. I was supposed to be like, hello? We said hello.
I was there.
It was. I expected more from the launch, but I think I expected more from the launch because it's the first time that the Culture Clash is coming back to Jamaica after the last 5 years. So I expected more. Whether it was more separation of who the teams were, because that was a little bit unclear. Like, unless you knew the teams, like, I just thought it was a little bit funny.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more demonstration of, like, what the Clash would be like for people who have never seen a Clash before. The last Clash I saw was Magnum Sound Clash, like juggling masters and stuff performed in that. And it was not bad, but I'm looking forward to what this Clash will show me about Clash culture in Jamaica. I know it will be a little clinical because, Red Bull is corporate, great sponsor, but, because even when we were there was a man who was on Team London. Hold on, let me tell you guys all the teams actually. Or you want to let them know the teams?
Yeah, you already have it.
All right,
Go
so we've
through.
got Madhouse Experience, London Crew, which actually has DJ Mac in there, which is cool. Jamaica Wisse, which has Chrome in there, also cool, and Bid Bad Soca.
Not you mentioning London Crew and not mentioning the superstar though.
Oh my God, Steph London! Steph London! I hope she comes.
Oh, she'll be here.
Do you actually think so?
No, she'll be here.
Or
There's
she
no
not
way
just
she
a
can't. You can't advertise this. What's she going to do? Come and be virtual?
Imagine.
work. She's gonna
They'll
be
Zoom
here.
it. Well, they did have one team. I think it was
She's
a
gonna be
Soca
here.
team that were like there via Zoom, which was interesting.
Wait, what?
Yeah, did you not see the Zoom?
I must have been.
Yeah, they had one team, the
sipping.
Soca team, because I think they're mostly Trinis.
They just weren't
They
in
tapped
Jamaica.
in, yeah, they
Okay,
tapped in
cool.
via Zoom, which was interesting. I don't know. I think because I asked a question to Chrome, because one Chrome, big up every time, represent, and
I like where you just big up your.
no, of course, I won't pick a side, but
your
like I said,
political
it's
connects.
exactly it's one Chrome was set,
True.
and I was just like, you've been in a clash before. What's some advice you have for some of these other competitors? And someone on the London team, he got very rowdy, and I know it's the culture to start yelling and pick up your chest and this and that and whatever, but I was just
Well, I mean,
whoa.
do you not think? This is where I'm at with that. Do you not think that is how they would kind of? I mean, I think they were. I don't think they did it successfully, but maybe that person was trying to pique the interest.
I think so.
Like maybe pique the interest to get a little, not animosity, but a little competitive vibes
Yeah.
going, because that is what that is at the end of the day. I would say, I mean, I attended the one 5 years ago. It was great. It's one of the best experiences I've had in a party.
Have you ever
in
been
Kingston.
to Sting?
Of course. Yeah.
How would you compare the two?
Well, one, Sting is an artist clash versus sound system DJ clash. So
Okay.
it's a little different. When for example, at the 2019 staging of the Red Bull Culture Clash, they first of all, the energy, the people they chose came with energy, which is what I'm gonna hope that this setup, these teams come with the same energy, and it worked. It worked. It was good. They have a I hope I'm not butchering the sound meter or whatever them calling it, but it's really for you know, the louder the fans are, the levels it adds up to like points, if I remember correctly.
For those who have never seen a clash or know about clashes, it's basically they judge the winner based on how high the sound meter goes.
So what I will say about that is I feel like that's what they were trying to capture. Just a little like competition. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I have some high expectations that I'm trying to temper right now.
I have extremely high expectations. There's such a wide range of DJs. You've got some veterans, some DJ. Chrome has been on radio for like 20 years. You got young, hot, fresh DJs like Mac. You've got Steph London, who's representing Jamaica and England. You've got
DJ Frost, who's a very popular producer.
I was confused, but Jordy was explaining it to me that like, how do you have soca in the mix of this?
Last year they killed it though. Not last year, last 5 years ago they killed that.
Really?
Yeah, no, because the thing is, it's not only about. See, you might like you. Let me not say that you're saying it, but you might be looking at it as, oh, you know, soca doesn't have that kind of energy. But
and it's also a different genre, right?
No, because there's like music called like Trinidad, which is like dancehall-ish music, and the soca artists are just clever because I've seen like Bunji Garlin is a DJ. Period. It's not just a soca artist. You get me? So not say Bunji's here. I was giving an example. They know how to bring across their creativity into the clash segment.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I might have some high expectations. Red Bull, you know I love y'all. Big up on yourself, Tiffany.
Yeah.
You don't know, so I have very, very high expectations for this event. I will be there.
I will be there. I think it's going to be an excellent event. This is going to be my first, like, I've always wanted to go to Sting, you guys, but like,
You need to stop comparing that to Sting. It's
no,
not
because Sting is like the only other thing I think of when I think of clash in Jamaican culture and music.
You have Guinness Sounds of Greatness too.
Yeah, Guinness Sounds of Greatness is what I would compare it to. Okay. You went to Magnum, right?
Yeah. That was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what you should line it up as. Because when I say Sting, that's why I say you should line it up because like Sting is really more of artist clashing.
It's artist versus artist.
Yeah,
sound
it's not. Yeah, versus yeah.
I thought the Magnum sound clash was pretty good, but the reason why my expectations for this specific one are so high because I feel like the DJs here are of a higher.
Oh no, I'm
caliber.
expecting like DJ Frost and Mac to come with like artist dubs and things like that. It's gonna be good.
Listen, I need to get something that says Chrome right here. Let us not forget, Chrome is the DJ or producer with Cartel's largest discography. Uncle Adija is no longer in jail. You know what that means he's available for?
You never know.
Jobs.
You never know. Not that we have any industry secrets, but you really never know. You really don't know.
Whisper it in my ear. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know.
You never know.
Anyway, guys, we hope to see you at the Red Bull Culture Clash on November
2nd.
Mm-hmm. Where?
National Arena at National Stadium. You guys come out. It's gonna be good.
It's going to be really, really, really cool. Can't wait to see you guys there. If you guys were at Everyday People, comment down below and let us know what you thought of the fashion or the music or the vibes. Have you listened to Proto's new soundtrack? What do we think? Is it same, or is it kind of cool? Have you watched the teaser? What about Pretty Boy Armani? Do we like the album? What's your favorite song on the album? I think that was about it.
Yep, guys, you know the vibes. We took a little break, but we're back.
We're back. We missed you so much.
Please like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to the Culture Outlet on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Comment, because you know Luna's here for that.
Guys, I read through all the comments and I'm in my bed giggling. Like, you guys are so funny. I love you. Please, actually. Tune in to another episode of The Playlist on the Culture Outlet on YouTube. You can also follow us on Instagram at The Playlist. On Twitter at the playlist. I'm looking at the producer. Do we not have a Twitter?
It's coming.
Okay, a Twitter is coming, but there's a Culture Outlets Twitter. You can also follow Jordy and myself. Stay tuned with Luna on Insta.
This is Jordy Management. You guys know the vibes. I am here for it. Also, sound check. You should plug that.
Oh my God, girl, I forgot. My bad. sorry.
Please.
Okay, so sound check November 21. Pablo YG, another young guy in downtown, will be performing. Obsessed with him. Can't wait for that performance. Girly Pops, you need to show out. You guys always make sound checks so much fun. We're back, you guys. See you next week.